You're you, I'm me, I'm RJ, and I'm going to answer a couple of questions that were brought up to me when we did our extravagant workshop last Sunday in North Hollywood. And some of the questions were, well, you know, I've visited a lot of workshops and they talk about film acting, but we're never on camera. Let me tell you, trying to learn film acting for all of you in the room without a camera is like trying to learn horseback riding without a horse. It's that simple. You need to be on camera. Now, with us, and you know, hey, don't misunderstand me now. And you know I wouldn't mislead you, okay? But you have to understand that there are plenty of acting schools out there that do a really good job training actors. I don't happen to like any of them, but that's beside the point. I'm a little biased, as you know. Okay, so what should a film acting workshop be like, whether it's here or anywhere else? In my opinion, what it should be is on camera all the time. And you should be in a process where they're doing an audition process on camera as you would do when you go on a regular audition somewhere. You do the audition, you get cast in the part, and what happens? You go do the part. Now, the audition process has no resemblance at all to what you're going to do once you get on the set. None. It's completely different. The realities of actually being in the scene are not there when you do an audition. You have to make up a lot of things, including working off another actor, which you don't have. I know casting people don't like it when I talk this way. When I did SAG Conservatory and I was a panelist there, they get a little hostile, throwing things at me. But I can tell you that casting directors, it's not their job to be actors. It's their job to read. You should have eye contact with them. But other than that, you're kind of making up the choices that you make. What kind of energy choices? Are you angry? Are you feeling bad? Whatever. Because they want to see that within that little frame. You know, you bring the sides in. That's from that little frame, that particular scene. And they want to get an idea of how you would look within that scene, right? That's the way it works. And if you look and feel like the character they had in mind from the breakdown, they cast you in the part. As they watch you, if you don't look anything like what they had in mind for the character, you're not going to get the part. And a lot of times, it sometimes has nothing to do with being a good actor. I hate to say that, but there are smaller roles where they just want a certain look, a feel, you know, personality. And if they get that, doesn't necessarily mean that the actor has to be terrific. Larger parts, of course, I think good producers and directors who want the best actors they could get. But of course, you wouldn't be able to judge that if you want to go to some of the movies or television shows you see today. You wonder the choices they make, but it's all subjective, and you have to keep that in mind, especially when you go on an audition. What you do as an actor, what you are in your personality and your look is all subjective. Line up 10 people, you'll get 10 different answers of what they think you are and what your look is. So that's one of the reasons it makes it tough. Okay, so we move beyond the audition process, and now we're talking about working on the set, and the two of them are unrelated. Again, the audition, you have to make a choice. You're kind of working out of your head, which is contradictory to what you do as a film actor, which is all about reacting. Well, who are you going to react from when you do the audition? You have to make a choice. And a lot of the times, casting directors aren't on the same page as you are when it comes to that choice. I mean, you don't tell them ahead of time, you know, how you're going to come in the room. That they leave that to you. So they're there, and you're making eye contact with them, but you're not getting the bounce back in most cases that you would get when you're on the set with an experienced actor. You also don't have the surroundings, you don't have the costumes, the uniforms, or whatever it is that you're going to use in the production, which makes a huge difference. Now you move from the process on-camera auditions, where you're standing on a mark and the casting director is alongside of the camera, or a reader, could be the producer and director in the room, and you do the audition. And they say, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, we'll let you know, or whatever. They don't even say, we'll let you know, they just thank you. What they do is this. You do the reading at the end of the reading. It's very good. Thanks a lot of us. You get a lot of those. And you leave, and you don't know. I mean, sometimes when they've done that, you've done a great reading, and you never hear from them again. Other times when they've done that, and they call you when it was the worst reading you did. So you never know. Again, it's all subjective. Now move on to on the set. Now you got the set, you got the costumes, you got the surround, you got everything around you, and more importantly, you have the other actor who is looking at you, talking to you, feeding your acting, because again, your acting really comes from the other actor. If it's a process of reacting, where's it going to come from? Yourself? Well, it's artistic masturbation. No, it's going to be the other actor. Listening, the byproduct of listening, reaction. Action causes a reaction. Same in physics and human behavior, same thing. And one of the questions that came up last week in my super duper workshop in North Hollywood was, is it the same process all the time? It really is. The audition, get cast, go on the set, do the job. So keep that in mind, that process in film and television, the audition on camera and on set, of course, always on camera, usually a single camera except for the soap operas where multiple cameras are used. It's always the same. It doesn't change, and it's been that way for decades. 25, 30 years ago, they weren't using cameras on an audition, but they are today. So hopefully that helped you a little bit and answered some of your questions. If you have any questions for us, you can go to our website, theactorsworkshop.com, and drop us an email. Any questions you might have, you don't have to be in the workshop to ask questions. Happy to answer them for you. For all the guys here at the OC headquarters, R.J.Adams, we'll see you next week here on the Coaching Corner.